ladies and gentlemen, now welcome back into a brand new episode of Prison Architect, and this is episode number 3. My name is VI, and welcome back once more to our channel and to this season. If you're not already done so, please do subscribe down below and turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified when we upload a brand new video. You can also follow us on all our social medias, so all the links will be down below, and you can actually get this game off Steam. So I have placed the link down below for you so that you can actually get it yourself. If you're not already done so, if you are actually a brand new player of this game, do watch our first episode, what we've actually done of this season, so that you can then learn what the nicer way is and that to actually play the game, and that with a little tiny book. So do actually go and actually see that episode, so that you can get a head start on this fabulous game. So in the last episode, what we've actually done here, we actually built in the canteen. We've actually put in all the necessary areas in here, and that with the cells, the shower, the kitchen and etc., and actually built out all the electrics and the water, including doing some research as well for the cleaners. So in this episode right here, we will be going into actually introducing our prisoners into the cells. So this is what we're going to be doing on this episode. So we're actually going with cell block A right here for the next lot of funding, but we actually need to have a capacity of 15. So we actually do get a £20,000 or 20,000 in-game dollars as an advance payment, so we can actually do this quite easily. But at this moment of time, like, we're not really going to concentrate on that too much today, but we are actually going to sort out our intake. So we're just going to slow it down like our med sec, and actually looking at our min sec. So we're actually going to go on to fill capacity. We have actually got a capacity here of 10, so that will then actually give us a payment of 3,000 in-game dollars. So we're actually going to be doing that, and just put this on to fast forward. So up at the left there, literally to do, that would actually indicate there on what is actually going to happen. So we've actually got our uniform in for our guys, and that for when they're actually coming out of our beautiful prison. So what we are actually going to do, just to really make sure, we're actually going to hire an extra couple of guards, so we can actually get these guys in as quickly as possible. Now we have actually got a bit of cleaning extra to do, so that is perfectly fine. So we're actually going to just to get like an extra couple of the cleaners in to get that sorted, and we're then just going to get this moving on. So our cleaners are going to go in and get the cells cleaned and etc., but we do need our guards to allow us to do this. Now, as you may have noticed, that with the flashing bubble from this prison area, they actually had something on them, so they should be going into our solitary confinement. So we're just going to slowly fast forward this through. So our cleaners are just going in, getting the cells cleaned, and we've got our first few prisoners in and ready to go. So we should be so we have actually got like 3,000 a day coming in. We're spending currently of 28,000. You can actually tell by the top up there, and we're actually getting 196 in-game dollars for us for this game. So we should be able to slowly build this up as we're not going along. But we should, it's like I said, we should be able to see one of these guys actually going into the solitary confinement. This guy here with I think it was some booze actually, so he's actually been placed in there. And with these guys here, I think he's actually got I think it's like a full day or something for that. So you can actually have a look at the elf and etc. and all that on here as well, but we will be going through that there as time goes along. So now that we've got our first lot of prisoners in and ready to go, okay, currently it's in lockup. We've got food there ready to go and that for them, so they will now be going off and that to get something to eat. So one of our guards will be coming down and that to let them out so they can go and get something. So we do need like a guard down here, but that's fine, but they never seem to stay down here at this one at a time, but we will be able to get that sorted. So what we can actually do with this is actually pop up to our research area, and what we do need to do is initially to start on researching the security side of things, and that will then allow us to then move forward with everything. Now we do need to get through psychology and also the health actually researched with this, but you also need to actually remember that you can only do one lot of research in per line coming down. So for instance here, if we didn't research maintenance and we wanted to do legal and that at the same time, it would actually only do one at a time, as well as down here as well. So with the security, if we wanted health, we can actually click on health, but it's not going to do it until security has actually been completed. We can actually then go also for education, but we're not going to do that just yet. So we've actually got a groundskeeping, we've got a cleaning, and we've got a prison labour. So we can actually start doing of the vehicle registration plate numbers and everything else. So that is actually one of those great little things about that. So they're actually in the yard currently. We've actually got no one out there at this moment of time, so we do actually need to make sure that we can actually get our deployment actually sorted as quickly as possible to allow for that to happen. So all our guys, all the police, all our guards are actually out here for some reason, and I don't know why that is. They're just being pretty silly, to be honest with you. So we're actually going to just pause this very quickly, go into our planning, and we're then just going to plan for our next lot of cells here. Now what I have found with this, your shower would actually be used depending on what kind of prisoners you've actually got in. You can actually designate your shower to the cells and also to the kitchen and the canteen as well. So it's only those people would use those. So that is actually quite good for your high security, your medium, and your mats and etc. So that's actually going to be quite a useful little thing there for that. So what we're going to do here very quickly, we're just needing to make sure that we've got this size right. So we're actually going to be taking 10, and it's 14 by 16. So that's 14 along. And then we're then going to come down to 16 and over to the 14 mark, and that is our plan for this next lot of cells. So we can actually get another 10 in here quite easily. So what we're then just going to do very quickly is just to put these lines down here, and just to make sure that we've actually got enough space. Now you can actually copy and paste this over, and to be honest with you, I don't know how to fully copy and paste yet on this, even though that I spent about between 60 and 70 hours actually playing this game before actually recording. So this is actually really the only way that I feel comfortable actually doing until I've actually learned how to copy and paste anyway. So with this, okay, we've got that all nicely set out there, so we can actually then build away with getting this that's insufficient funds, that's why. So what we can do is actually put down here, we can go into our grants, we can get cell block A, okay, so we got an extra 20,000 there straight away, and then we can actually then just build this next bit up here straight away there. Okay, and that's what they're going to do. And yet again, we are actually going to do a 2 section there for this, with the gate and with the prison gate there. for us to actually do that in a safe and nice manner. What I would say is, if you do actually hear a beep when actually recording, I'm actually editing while actually recording, so I do apologise if that does actually happen. It's got nothing to do with like my phone or nothing like that, so please don't worry about that. So we are actually going to get this here done. So we're actually going to actually just place in a gate, large gel door, and that's straight into there, and that's what we're then going to use. So this will then actually allow us then to do this straight away. Actually, let's just pause that very quickly. I'll slow that down. Oh, there we go. That's perfect then. So this is now actually built quite nicely, and then what we're then going to do now very quickly is chuck in our electrical wires. We don't have to go too far in, and that is perfectly fine as that is. And we then can then just chuck in our water pipes, and then chuck in our small ones. I know whereabouts I want in the poopsies, so we can actually just chuck those in straight away to get those actually all ready to go for when we actually start building these little sections up. Yeah, again, we're then actually going to go with a brick wall, and we're then just going to build these up here. When we've actually placed in the brick walls, we can actually then get rid of this plan, and I will actually show you how that is done. So as we're just going along here, we're just going to get these here in. Okay, so after planning, if you're wanting to get rid of all these plan areas, just go into your planning tab down at the bottom, and a second over to the far end under the blue, click on there, and you then got the red button here which is clear plans. Press that, then press OK, and that will then actually clear out all the necessary plans what you've got there. What we are going to do, we're actually going to place this on the closed at this moment of time, so then we can then concentrate on this here. So we're then just going to get the poosties and just chuck these in straight away. Okay, and we're then just going to get these put in. Now I have actually got this on for fast forward, so we can actually get these built. But I will probably just like slow it down just for a brief moment. So I just chuck it onto this one here so we can actually see what's happening. Then here, straight into the objects and go in. So you can actually go for the wall lights, or you can actually go for these lights here. These lights here are actually best for like your security ones, but actually for the low ones like this here, it's perfectly fine as this. That's fine. We could possibly actually change these over into something a bit more substantial. If we wanted to, and that is perfectly fine as well. So we then just chuck those into there. So these guys are just being so slow today. It's actually quite annoying. Really actually quite annoying today are guys. So I've actually gone on to kind of like a research here. Now I wanted to go for deployment, but we actually needing to hire a security chief, and that's what we're going to do now. So we're actually going to go in, hire a chief, so then they can go off and do their work, so we can actually do our research. Now we will need some more officers anyway, so we can start that on this episode and get that built. But with the research now getting done, that's going to take about 5.5 hours there to do. So we can actually get the tax relief and also the bank loan, and these here would take like a couple of in-game days. That is perfectly fine, so we can easily do that. So these guys here, these cells here, will actually be used in this shower and this canteen and kitchen. Now you can actually do a larger cell area with a separate bathroom for all your prisoners to use, especially from this area. Now keep in mind we are actually doing a minimum sec or a min sec, which is a minimum security. So they will just use these ones here, and that is perfectly fine. So what we do actually need to do here is just pop onto our cells. Okay, just go into rooms, go into cells, and remember from first time round, just highlight it straight down. That is perfectly fine. Okay, and do that one there as well. So we do actually need to get some doors in, right? And at 200 a time, we can only get 3, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest with you. So there we go. We've got no money. We've got no money. No, we've got no money left. So that is perfectly fine as that is there. So we definitely need to have a cell doors actually put in, and to be honest with you. So as soon as that these are actually done here, so we've actually got 5 there done, and we've still got these 5 here to get done as well. Oh, there we go. We've got 20,000, so we can actually do that straight away because we've actually completed our cell block A. Now I think the cell block B, I think that is actually of 20, I think it is. So let's just have a quick look. I think cell block B is actually of 20. So let's just have a peekaboo. So cell block B, so it's actually 50. So we can actually go for that one there if we're wanting to, or we can actually go for our visitation rights. Now what we are going to do is, now that we've actually got this extra 19,000, try and get used to actually pausing the game as well, so while you actually try and sort this out. So we're actually needing to have I think it's a 14 by 16, yeah, so a 14 by 16. Okay, just like that there. We can actually extend this wall out here just a little bit. Okay, so I can actually get that there done, so it's actually nice and level. And that is what we're then going to do now very quickly, and we're then just going to pop these into here. There we go. So this is then going to sort itself out. Then we can actually take out this little bit of a wall here. So what we are going to do now very quickly is just carry on working this out here. So we're actually needing to go 3 up, I think it is 1 2 3, yeah, and 1 2 3 and 4. There we go, and then that would then give us that there. Okay, and we then just like working through with this here. Okay, we just put that there as a little indication, to be honest with you, because that's the way I roll. Now we can actually get another 10 here straight away. Okay, and yet again these will go up and that to this large shower up here. Now if you wanted to, and it's entirely up to you guys of course, you can actually block this shower off, turn this into an extra kitchen space, and do the canteen going around with a yard down here and a larger shower cubicle down here. Okay, that is perfectly fine as well. Now as you might notice here with the fence here, okay, if the wall's not actually gone onto it, just go into your walls and doors, click it onto there, and then we'll then go out and sort out the actual build of that and actually turn that fence into a wall. So then we can actually take these bits here off straight away then. So let's just do that now. So let's just pause this very quickly, pop down here into the foundations, get the demolish walls and straight down. Don't worry about this light being here because we can actually reuse that. So that is then going to go into our storage for that. Then straight into walls and doors, get a large gel door, place that into there. Okay, and while they're still looking for lockup, that is actually quite good. So we should be able to get this door button right without people trying to escape. Speaking of that, they're all flipping come out now, aren't they? There we go. So we've got that there done. So we can now actually build our next slot here. So what we could actually do here is actually dismantle this one, dismantle this one, and actually dismantle this one. Okay, so they will then all go into storage ready for next slot. Okay, so we've got all these here done, got this here done. So yeah, that's perfectly fine as that is there. Okay, so let's just slow this down just a little bit. So here we go, we've got our deployment now, so we can actually assign a guard there, one there, okay, and that will then do all these bits here, one here and one here. So we do actually need to get some more guards, so that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to put this up to 8. Currently we are actually losing 319, but that is perfectly fine. Okay, but there's no need to worry about that. So we're actually then just going to just pop it on, and then just build up these walls here very quickly. And that's what we're then just going to do there, and there we go. So we've actually got that sorted. We can then come on to our planning, and we can actually clear this section off here, and that very quickly. Get these walls built up, okay, and because that's actually quite important, we do need these walls actually built up as quickly as possible, and we can then get our rooms, go into our cells and straight down. Okay, and that is one lot of cells. This is another lot of cells. I think we're actually missing a wall there. There we go, we was missing a wall. Then we then just pop into our doors and get our gel door, and then we're then just going to repeat again, and then we're then going to have 30 in all, I think it is. Yep, 30 in all after this is all done. Now we've not actually got this one actually opened as such yet, because we're not actually opened up the entire thing yet. But that is perfectly fine. Okay, there's no need to worry about that, because when we actually get the other 20 in, we will be getting 6,000 in for that. Okay, and that is perfectly fine. So what we do need to do, however, while it's actually on slow-mo, is actually we do need to get in these beds. We do need to sort out all the pipes, and we then need to sort out all the electricity, the lightings and everything else. So yeah, I think probably in the next episode actually I may actually remove this shower here and actually build a larger shower complex for everybody to actually go to, and that will be down in this section here. Increase this by about another, probably say about another 4 cells there, quite easily. Then we've then got this bit here as well, and move this over a bit more, and that with the yard, and then actually bring in a common room here. Then as we then coming down here, we then actually sort that out there. So what we can actually do right now is actually plan this out. So what we're actually looking at doing here, we're actually looking at the same 14 by, yeah, so 14 size here and here. Okay, this is then going to be the new shower room. We're then needing to expand this out here. Of course, we can actually change these into walls prior. And we can then start adding in then the extra canteen. We change this into the kitchen, so it's actually going up behind it if we wanted to, or we can actually do it as this here with a extra kitchen area here. and then also the yard area to be down here as well. So the yard's coming over, canteen's growing, kitchen is growing. This cell block here is then going to grow. A new shower section there, and then with a common room. Okay, and we can actually have a common room quite big, and for this here, and then we then just have this bit here as well. Okay, and this is going to be this part here. Now from here we can actually have the yard actually approached from inside of the canteen and also from the walkway section here as well, and that is then perfectly fine. So that is what we're then going to do there. Then down here, so our next job, which we do need to do here, is actually plan out these last few officers. Now, for you to know how many officers you are needing, okay, it's quite a simple purpose for this. So you actually need one for your warden, one for finance, one for maintenance, one for your security, one for your psychology, okay. And you do need about 5 in all roughly, okay. I would actually always go for 6 just to make sure, because officially we have actually got these 4 here. Just increase it to about 6 there. That is then perfectly fine for you to do that, and it's actually quite an easy prospect for that to be done easily. So just increase that up there. Then down here, okay, where we've got this section here, we're actually going to then put a door into here, okay, just like this here, and then we're then just going to bring this down just like this. And here we're actually going to have our visitation. Okay, I'd just like to leave an extra bit of a gap there. So we got our visitation here. Okay, we might just need that just a little bit wider actually, because your visitation, the ones that I actually use are actually 2 by 2. So this is kind of like the size here. Okay, there we go, a perfect sizing. So we've then got one here for the visitors to come in. Okay, either top or bottom, it doesn't matter. Then when you then got the top end there of the bottom end for the prisoners to come in. Then here, I like to go by I always try to go for the right size on this here, which is actually a 3 by 3 table. So I actually always like to go just that little bit more bigger for the probation. So the size on that one is actually 7 by 7. So that's what I initially try and go for that. And there we go, there's my beep. Just my editing system telling me that it's now finished converting everything over for me. And then here, so we got our visitation and we've got our parole section here, which is actually going to have actually just like a little corridor actually coming down. Okay, just like that there. Right, we can actually place the door there coming round. Actually, let's have this one here and this one here. Okay, like this here. So they come in here for the probation, up there for the thing, criminals and prisoners, up there and there. So it's always up at the top side, and always for visitors down at the bottom side there. Then here we're actually going to then put in our ward, our infirmary. Okay, now we're actually right down at the bottom here now, so we can't really do too much more on this idea. But what we can do is actually add in a morgue down here. Okay, you don't need that much of a space anyway. These only take like a two space, so you only need like a couple of more beds anyway. Okay, and that's for that one there. Up here is actually our office, and down here is going to be our new new sections down here. So like a common room, a new common room and a new shower section down here. We've got a new yard, canteen and kitchen up here, and some more bits up here. So actually let's just mark these out now, actually, just to see how far we actually need to go for this. And I think actually we just need one more line there actually to get another 4 there. That's then perfect, fine. So we're then going to have 34 possible inmates to actually then come in. That is then perfectly fine, as that is. And they will all then use this shower block down here as well. So with that, so that is then actually pretty much all nicely planned out. Okay, we've got plenty of electric and plenty of water there. Alright, and that is then going to be our plan for the next couple of sessions. So we definitely need to deal with the health and well-being, okay, which is a build a medical ward, at least 2 doctors and a psychiatrist, and they actually require a ward. So speaking of that, I think it's actually a 5x5. I think it is a psychiatrist's office. No, sorry, it's 6x6. So we can actually here, if we wanted to, we could actually push this down here, and that really down at the edge here if we wanted to, but we can actually extend this land further down, unless if people don't get out, and that is perfectly fine. Okay, so we got a psychiatrist, we got our infirmary there, we've got a psychiatrist, we've got a parole, we've got our visitors centre there. What we do actually need to do as well, while we're actually in the planning stage, I don't really intend sometimes to build too close to buildings for certain things. This is going to be our cleaning cupboard here actually. So actually let's just make it like this here, and that actually for our cleaning cupboard. Okay, just like that there. And then let's just pop down here very quickly, and with like a door there and a door there, just to indicate this cleaning cupboard here. Actually, let's just have a look at our cleaning cupboard, and it's actually a 3x3 area, so it's actually technically that. With that then said, alright, we can actually just go up like this, maybe 1, 2, 3 and down. That's perfectly fine as that is there. Okay, they can come round here and do things down here if they wanted to. We can actually then put in a laundry down here as well, so they can actually come into here maybe, just for that reason maybe. Actually no, let's actually reorganize this here just a little bit. So we've then got our laundry here, and we then got our cleaning cupboard here, because of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So that is perfectly fine as that is there, and then we then got our little walk area here. Actually, let's actually just make that like just a tad bit bigger there, so they can actually come into this section here. With this as well, we do need to then consider about what was it now I needed. So we've got the laundry, that's it, the mail room. Now the mail room, you do, let's have a look here, how much is that? So a 5x5. So you actually need technically a 6x6 build, okay, and that is perfectly fine. So we can actually plan that in there as well. Alright, and that will then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually let's just go a bit bigger, just to make sure. Okay, and that is then going to be our mail room. We have got our let's have a look here. There we go. So we've actually got our laundry, cleaning, mail room. We've got a psychiatrist. We've then got our infirmary, morgue, parole, and also our visitors unit. Up at the top here, we've got another 2 offices. We've got extension kitchen, extension cell block, and canteen. We are moving over the yard over to here. We then got a beautiful corridor, and we then got a shower room and a common room. What I might actually do is, let's just shorten this one down here. Actually, for a shower room, let's just nip and tuck this here. There we go. So that's what we're going to use then for the shower room. Now, when we do want to just extend this out a little bit more, we can do. So let's just actually work this out a little bit more here. Okay, just like that there, straight over, one there, one there. Here we go. So if we actually stop it at that point there, so we've actually got like another 4 cells on each of these here, so we can actually increase it by another 12, okay, which would then make it around about 42 cells, which we've actually then got in this prison. If we then really wanted to massively push it, which annoying me I probably would do, is actually just extend this section out down here, behind the common room and the shower room. This would actually be probably a little bit better as well, for there. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, there we go. Okay, and just like this here, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, there we go. Right, so we've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 2 4 6 8 10 11 12 13 14 15, so that will be like 45 cells, and that is just for the min cat. So that is what we're actually going to be looking at doing, and we will be getting all these built eventually, but we do actually need a staff room as well, actually. Before I actually forget, we do need a staff room, so we can actually just build a basic staff room up here, and that is perfectly fine. So that's what we're actually going to do there. So we've actually got quite a bit of building here to do over the next few episodes. This will be laid out as it is, and over time we will then be able to then go into our land expansion, where we can actually research all that. And also in our other episode, we will be finishing off these research for the bank loan and tax relief, and even more. So we do actually need to research the psychology section as well. We've got our own deployment sorted out, which I will go into a bit more detail in the next episode, for the plan of patrols and etc. But we do need to actually research patrol as well. So that is actually for this episode, guys. It's quite a short one today. It doesn't look like we've done much, but we've actually done quite a bit, especially with the planning of our prison, okay, and actually getting more people in. So in the next episode, we will be opening up these other 20 cells, so we can actually get in the extra money. Then also with that, we're then aiming to then expand the cell numbers, and actually change the shower area as well. We may actually change the shower area pretty quickly actually, just to make sure that we've got that in place ready to go. And so literally that is what we actually going to be then looking at doing. So we will probably do that in the next episode, as well as getting in the rest of the guys and then planning up all the pipes and the electricity for the new cell block. So thank you very much for joining us. Please stay safe. If you've not already done so, once more, please do subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified when we upload a brand new video. With this as well, please do also follow our links to our social media, and we'll leave it there. So ciao for now everyone, and I'll see you later.